Sir, may I come in?
Yes, Aryan, come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Sit down. Aryan, you have been to forensic science, and you're into brain mapping.
Yes, sir.
What can you tell me about Neuralink, and what do you think are the moral and ethical aspect of these kind of sort of proclivities?
So I'm not exactly aware about the details of Neuralink. I can't recall them right now. But as per my limited knowledge on the topic, I think it is related to studying about how human brain functions and connecting directly it with the evolving technologies like AI and how our machines function and connecting them directly to our brain waves. It is something related to that, but I'm not very much aware about the details of the project.
I see. All right. We leave you there. Then facial recognition technology. You're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Now, this has forensic implications, but it is also regarded by some as intrusion into their privacy.
Yes, sir.
What is your take?
So I think that largely facial recognition technology is a very useful tool for administration, and if used correctly, that is, if the data is secured by the state and it is not used for any illicit purposes, then it can definitely ease the administrative purposes of police as well as district administration.
Right. Public administration is the subject that you have taken.
Yes, sir.
How can forensic science improve public administration in general and in criminal investigations in particular?
So in general, I would say firstly, it can provide evidence-based decision making, scientifically backed. Secondly, forensic science also provides direct cooperation among various agencies and stakeholder on field, which is also directly related to public administration. And regarding specifics of crime investigation, forensic science directly aids in improving the conviction rate as well as the ground level functioning of police forces, which come directly under the domain of public administration.
You think the low conviction rate for rape victims, for example, is due to sort of low level of deployment of forensic research in these cases?
So it is one of the factors, but there is a larger picture that can affect the conviction rate of a nation, because the entire criminal justice system has to function effectively and cooperate well if the conviction rate has to be improved. So only forensics cannot be a reason.
Now let's turn to something lighter. Basketball. Who's your favorite player?
So my favorite player is Stephen Curry. He plays for United States of America.
Which club?
Currently, he is part of Golden State Warriors in NBA.
What can you tell me about Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant was a very famous NBA and basketball player. He was mostly famous for the Mamba mentality that he promoted, which was resilience and perseverance in tough situations. He also passed away quite recently in a helicopter crash along with his daughter.
Right. Thank you. Please, sir.
Aryan.
Yes, sir.
Your name suggests something we known as a race, and it also has some connection with one of the most horrendous things that the world has seen. What is it?
So regarding the connection of my name with a race, that is a Western opinion that has been given to it. Specifically, during the years of Adolf Hitler, Aryan race was promoted as a racially superior race, which led to the Holocaust of other races in Germany and Europe in general. But I think that it is majorly a Western opinion that has been given to it.
Okay, good. There is another word on your DAF, Trimurti.
Yes.
What does it signify?
Sir, in Hindu mythology, Trimurti signifies the cyclicity of life in general, where Brahma is depicted as the creator, Vishnu is depicted as the protector, and Shiva is depicted as the destroyer. So, from birth to death, a complete cycle follows life.
We see from your DAF that you have also appeared for combined defense services exams. You have also appeared for civil services. So is Aryan a defense man or a civil servant? What do you think that you will fit in?
So my larger interest has always been civil services and administration, because defense services also provide a good opportunity to serve the nation and huge amount of respect that is associated. I did appear for that exam, but after appearing in the SSB interview, I realized that my potential is more suited for the civil services and administration.
Since you have also been interested in forensic, nowadays we hear two types of forensics. One is what is known as forensics since very early days of it, having some physical work to be done. The other forensic is online. How do you differentiate between the two? And nowadays even other forensic is taking a lot of space in economic and financial world.
So I think the traditional notion of forensics is changing as per the crimes that are evolving with the current developments. Cybersecurity is becoming a major concern, and with digital revolution, more and more data is being stored, and data is becoming the new oil as well. So that is pushing the online forensics or the digital forensics as a growing domain.
Has it also become a part of the curriculum that you went through in your BSc Forensic Science?
Yes, basics of cybersecurity were taught to us because it was a bachelor's course. So from a little bit basics from every field were taught.
Specialization will come later,
Yes,
if
sir.
it is
Yes.
required. Okay, good. Have you heard of what is known as neuro-linguistic programming?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware about it.
No problem. As a forensic science expert, how will you really help the public administration side? Because as we understand, forensic is a post-event thing, whereas administration has to be proactive. How do you combine?
So in my opinion, forensics, along with the what you said that it is a post mortem thing, along with that, it also aligns with the idea that prevention is more important than reaction, because the scientific application of forensic principles, if applied well by the investigative agencies and the police, crimes can be reduced, and because of that, the application of those principles can definitely lead to better understanding of how crimes occur, why crimes occur, what are the hotspots that are related to specific crimes, what is the mentality of certain type of offenders. Forensic psychology can come into play, so they can definitely aid administration.
Thank you. Sir.
So Aryan,
Yes, sir.
forensic science. Have you heard of the infamous Arshi Talwar case?
Yes, sir.
So how forensic science, if the guys who arrived there on the first, guys means police guys, how they should have proceeded?
So firstly, the crime scene should have been secured properly. It was contaminated because people were roaming around. People other than the police investigators were also present at the crime scene. So number one is that. Number two, properly scientifically conducted search, because certain evidences were present at the crime scene, but they were overlooked by the investigative forces. For example, a dead body that was located at the roof. Right. Thirdly, proper collection of evidences without them being damaged was also needed.
Is this narco test, has it been really accepted by Indian legal system?
So as per the Supreme Court guidelines, the statements that are obtained in the narco test are not admissible in the court of law, but the leads that can be obtained during the test, which can help in solving the cases, can be used in the court of law.
Have you seen anybody any such this thing test being conducted in a hospital or some such thing? Have you seen such a test
So
or a video?
I have seen polygraph and brain mapping, but I have not seen narco being performed yet.
Don't you think that we need to educate the guy at the thana who is maybe 10th pass or maybe even a graduate, who needs to be educated about what you just said, that securing the crime scene, which we are seriously lacking. Either we are disinterested or it is deliberate, or our guys are ill-informed. They don't even know what is forensic science at all. How can we do it in Mumbai? Say Mumbai is a very huge city with a international population is pretty high. How do you think we can do it in Mumbai?
So firstly, mobile forensic vans can be introduced where people can be selectively chosen at the field level who are interested and have that forensic acumen, which can be trained further in the basic principles of forensic sciences. Secondly, in larger picture, we can also look towards separating law and order from investigation in a phased manner.
Right. So you must have seen the various statements of President Trump after he came to power second time.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think of his various statements he makes off the cuff or live press conferences with heads of states? Have you do you approve of them, or what do you think about it?
So they definitely align with more transparency and public interaction that the president can that the president may be trying to promote with the media or with the general public of United States. But the president's statements should not be controversial or should maintain the decorum of the office that from where the statements are coming from. I don't think it is a problem in giving the statements, but the statements should be chosen very carefully.
So in the present confusion which we are facing with the so-called term tariffs, so what is really the way out?
So firstly, we need to work towards Atmanirbharta to reduce our import reliance. That is the first step that needs to be taken, that the government is also focusing on. Secondly, I think that deliberations should be followed. Reciprocal tariffs is not the problem, but reciprocity should be aligned with proportionality as well, because US is a developed country and India is still a developing country. So ultimate reciprocal tariffs should be diluted a bit. Thirdly, I think that India needs to diversify its exports to create a safe backup if situations continue to remain hostile in future.
So Aryan, you have in a very detailed manner mapped your DAF and have written so many things. So it seems like it is a case of jack of all trades and master of none. Do you feel like this is the case with you personally? Or you consider you are becoming a master in a certain category going forward?
So I think the specifics that I have written in my DAF, I am good at them. It is just that I have very diverse interests and there are a lot of things that have been written, but in all those domains I am pretty good. But the things that I have not written, in them I would not say the same.
So you want to become a jack of all trades or a master of some specific thing going forward?
So being a jack of all trades does help because it allows you the flexibility to choose a particular field from the certain sets that you have been trying to do, and going forward in later, one specific interest can be chosen where mastery can be done after thorough thought process.
So the country needs bureaucrats who are more specialist or generalist?
So aligning with the needs of 21st century, specialization is definitely needed, and historically also it has been useful in administration as well. But the generalist character of Indian bureaucracy is suited to the socio-cultural specifics of India. So I would say that the general character of bureaucracy should not be diluted. Specialization can be promoted domain-wise in specific fields go later on as bureaucrats rise in career.
So you have participated in a debate and also won it that exams are not the true test of ability.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to suggest some modifications in the UPSC exam to make it a better test of ability, what will be those modifications?
So one would be public administration should be included in mains as a mandatory subject to test the administrative acumen of aspirants that are appearing for civil services particularly. Secondly, I would say that psychological tests that are also utilized in the SSB interview for army, they can be used to judge the mentality or personality of how an individual thinks in a specific manner. So they can also be included in the interview stage.
Okay. So there is, you have written brain mapping. I have a slightly different question. This thing called as mentalism, we have seen there are various videos and people who are showing that sort of mentalism. So do you think it is a skill, or it is a skill plus some level of divine powers are also associated with this skill of mentalism, or whatever you call like?
So I think it should be based on a certain level of skills that an individual possesses, and it differs from individual to individual as well.
So there is some addition of divine powers also?
I'm not aware about, I've not seen any such example yet, so I can't comment on that.
Chalo, theek hai. So basketball, what is the most important rule you want to quote from the game of basketball, which is the very fundamental defining rule of that game?
You get 8 seconds to cross the ball from half court to the next court. If you can't do it in 8 seconds, then you lose the ball. So you have to react very quickly.
That is very easy. We can actually throw the ball from this point of the court to
Right,
that end. And it does not even require the clock to start even.
So, but the individual should also be present at that, and you have to plan accordingly. The formation should all had been made. Because there are only 5 players.
But that is very easy to do. That is very easy to do. So you are from Uttarakhand. Last question is, you have also mentioned eco-conscious trekking.
Yes, sir.
And Uttarakhand in the recent monsoon time has faced so much deluge.
Yes, sir.
And coming from public administrative optional,
yes, sir.
What is that one policy making you will be doing so that the tourist potential of Uttarakhand will also be not hampered? At the same time, the regulation will allow the mountains to survive and thrive, which is not the case in recent times.
So I would like to make 3 specific policy changes. One would be tourist permits should be issued prior to the influx of tourist season, and registration should be done according to the carrying capacity of a place. Secondly, unheard locations should be explored more, and tourists should be given incentives to go to those places as well. Thirdly, we should promote local village homestays to reduce the infrastructural burden that hotels or big industries may lead to.
Perfect. Sir?
Aryan, your interview concludes here. We'd like you to leave for a second, and then we'll call you back.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So a crime has been committed. How do you forensically analyze it, your own performance?
I think I could have given more crisp answers in few questions. Regarding the question that sir asked on basketball, I should have given a better answer, provided that I played that game all my life. One more question that sir asked regarding how forensics directly aids public administration. I did not have a specific answer about that, so that is also something that I should be more prepared about.
Slightly going about roundabout.
More prepared about that as well.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That is all that I could analyze right now.
You were almost there. We will endorse your forensic analysis.
Yes, sir.
But in our own way. And we do it in 3 parts. We talk about your appearance, delivery, and speech. Okay, so appearance wise, you good, dress is fine, we don't recommend any changes, perhaps white shirt, perhaps,
and the tie
collar, collar is crimped a
yes,
bit,
sir.
You would notice.
Ties, your inside, no, the other one has become a little longer. It should not happen.
Yeah, you can, those are micro things.
So
you articulate, you're pleasant, right level of enthusiasm, only thing that we would advise you here, irrational smile should be avoided.
Hmm.
When you're talking about serious things, in general, we want people to be lighter and smile and so on. But when you're talking about serious things like crime,
Hmm.
it is out of sync with that. So please avoid.
Okay, sir.
Delivery wise, you're very good. Knowledge is quite good, but has gaps. Neuralink.
I should have known that. Basic current affairs.
Elon Musk has been associated with it.
Yes.
There's a lot of development.
Has been in news.
There's also it has potential. It has potential to be misused in pushing ideas into brains of people and so on and so forth.
Right.
So those things
I will read
I
about
was
it.
expecting more, but you did well to walk out of that. Meaning, having you spent about 30 seconds trying to give general idea, but it would have been even better had you said, no, I am not aware. I don't have adequate knowledge of this, so I would need to study more.
Actually, that was the first question. So I did not know, should I say that I don't know at all to the first question?
It's okay, but the idea is that you have finite number of minutes.
Hmm.
And if you invest too much time in
Right.
pussyfooting around,
Right.
then your performance deteriorates. You have less time for good questions. Okay, so more analytical skills would do you well. Huh? So, Arushi case, etc. If you were to structure and prioritize the takeaways, we were impressed. At the same time, what should come first in forensic analysis? It's a classic study,
Yes, sir.
and people have opinions about it.
Yes,
so,
sir.
So those, and it was initially a failure.
Yes, sir.
At the same time, forensic subsequent study was a great achievement. After having everybody having poo-pooed, somebody goes into it and digs out the correct forensic analysis.
Yes, sir.
That itself is a big gain, and you could have been slightly more detailed,
Yes, sir.
prioritized in your analysis, right?
Right.
Okay. Then more data, more facts
Hmm.
would do you well. Analysis also means good and bad, yin and yang.
Hmm.
Facial recognition is good, but there is a danger that it will become a tool.
For misuse.
When you describe, it's pretty impressive. Things are structured. They are itemized. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, but you don't conclude. You have to round up. Firstly, thirdly, secondly, fourthly, etc., and then what?
One concluding statement should be given.
Something of concluding statements which should
Okay,
be
sir.
desirable. Now, come to speech. I think it's okay. Volume and speed are fine. Some hesitancy takes place. Despite you having taken your time, we strongly recommend people that they should take time before replying to question, 10 seconds of gap to consolidate their thoughts. You do that. But I think the efficiency of that 10 seconds need to be put more into these kind of structural defects.
Right.
Analytical, concluding remarks, controlling hesitancy. After 10 seconds, one expects you to speak smoothly and not and now. Those kind of stop-go kind of situation should not arise.
Yes,
so
sir.
you are bright enough to tell your mind and program it accordingly. right? Some level of rhetoricization has stepped in. You're dealing with people who are twice as old as you are. If you resort to rhetoric, I won't give you examples, you can go through the recording yourself, but that kind of rhetoric or repetition sort of may antagonize some who are in other ways better impressed by you. So there might be some regression if you seem to be repetitive, if you seem to be rhetorical. So avoid those things.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Since you are a forensic student,
Yes, sir.
please go back and do Google Dr. G.S. Sodhi, Delhi University, Khalsa College.
Okay, sir.
Then you realize what I'm saying. Okay?
Okay, sir.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you. I think
All the best.
all the very best. We have good, very high hopes for you. But sit down. Let's talk about it a bit. Look, if the conversation continues to be attracted by forensic science, there may be tendency to push you towards IPS because that's the relevant and overlapping domain.
Yes, sir.
So you need to have a strategy that your expertise is not used to push you in that direction by giving you lower marks.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you talk about these issues, deliberately expand the scope to administrative issues.
Okay, sir.
So that you come out not as an expert on forensics, which is very catchy, very sort of sticky subject, but also as a potentially good administrator.
Right.
Right? Best of luck.
All the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.